Yeah.
But maybe we're gonna have something, I mean, we're just going to draft, so we're gonna know.
Okay. So they're playing blue side the first game. Let me just switch some stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So blue side
So
first game, opening with
Draven.
Draven ban. Kayn, I think Kayn, if I'm not mistaken, is like a really, really high targeted ban. Like she plays Kayn all the time. I know she loves the champion.
I mean, I think Kayn abuses the mass of solo queue so well, right? Because it's a champ that needs to, you kind of gotta mindlessly fight in early game in order to get your form quite fast. And so because of this, it's a great champion in solo queue. I'm not sure in competitive though, because fighting early not always perfect.
Even competitive, if you can have the right start, it's really hard to stop it. Like if it's snowballed, it's gonna snowball really hard. And Caitlyn first pick, so maybe we were talking about Colombe's champion pool, and I know she's been abusing Lux a lot also.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
she's kind of the champion you want to have Caitlyn with, so let's see if they can secure it on the second rotation maybe.
I think it's a very good reaction to the ban Karma, right? Because Karma paired with Ezreal or like a lot of champions, Varus, for instance, at the moment, gets prio on Caitlyn Lux, for instance. So now Visu has to answer with a very heavily like high risk, high reward type of lane, right? So they're probably gonna go with Ashe support, and
you wanna have push. You wanna have push or lane pressure or ways to stop this kind of long range poking lane to activate, because I mean that's also the issue when you play Caitlyn, right? Is that you can't really have a slow early game in that sense. And there you go, here it comes. But on the other hand, I want to say that they are playing meta slave right now, Ashe and Maokai being the most OP champions you can find in the game right now.
Yeah, it's actually crazy how I would say low effort, high reward Maokai is at the moment, because the champ just does so much damage with the saplings. There's really no.
That, like you have vision cover, and on top of that you have high damage because of the build you can have with this champion, and a Mumu going in the jungle.
Okay, it's very interesting.
What do you think of the answer?
I mean, I think that 1-1, it's a little bit hard for the Amumu, because Maokai has so much ways to peel, right? So to get in and get a good R, it's pretty hard. But they should have the range. So if G2 is able to get the position first with Caitlyn, Lux traps plus the Mumu ultimate, it's very hard to get in. And they answer with the Varus, so pure meta of Visu.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what we were talking about when you know you're going to play against the Caitlyn Lux lane. And this is something we've seen in other leagues as well. You want to answer by something which can poke, match the range in a way, and that you can activate.
Push and the poke.
Quickly. Yeah, push and poke, basically. So that's what it's going to be about here. And Vex being banned, interesting.
Yeah, that's probably is it the LeBlanc?
I know
because
that.
Vex probably good into LeBlanc.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in seeing what happens top lane, because I know that Lysia really masters one of the best champion you can find against Cassandra right now. So we'll see if she gets to play it. Caesar girl. Aatrox banned. What do you want to ban on the side of Hell? Finishing the rotation.
I think here you have really plenty of choice. I think you can go for a blind Cassandra. That would be probably the best. Right now I see Aatrox being banned, so yeah, it's a good matchup into Ornn, so they answer with the Ornn ban in a way that you don't get the pick that you just covered. So now pinching, I think that with the range they have, they can go for multiple. They have very widespread of champ they can go for. They can decide to go Jace, for instance. They can go for a field champ as well.
There you go.
Yeah. They go for Cassandra, so no.
Now I want to see if Lysia is comfortable enough picking Gwen.
Oh, the Gwen Cassandra,
yeah.
It's getting a staple, at least in the. I mean, I'm biased because I'm saying it's a staple, but we've seen it quite a lot in the LFL, right? LFL and ADC as well. So it's becoming more of a staple, which makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
Olaf.
So yeah, there is a thing that I was thinking about is so right now.
Though.
How do you, if you play Ashe or Varus?
Yeah, you have
how
Ashe,
do you
have Maokai,
approach?
you have Asante. What are you gonna do when you have Olaf running to you?
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like I think it's a great thing because this champ will be able to get on Ashe as long as it survives, and we have Orianna or Tifa, which I think is a little bit worse than Syndra at the moment. I think among the the big three, Orianna, Syndra, Victor, I think Orianna is probably the worst of the three. But it's a comfort pick, and you can always win a game with Orianna if you play solid, right? There is nothing wrong with picking the champ. Just if they go for a difficult matchup, it can be hard for the G2 early game.
I was about to say, but also you're always gonna have stability with Orianna, and if the only thing you want to have in a control mage matchup is stay in control of the push, I think Orianna will always be okay in that sense.
It's just if, for instance, because they have Maokai, right? So they're not compelled of going an AP champion because they have the Maokai champion, right? So for instance, you blind Orianna and you end up with, I don't know, something like Yone. Even though like the lane is not the greatest, I think it's extremely hard for Orianna to play against Maokai Yone. Once you don't have no flash, you lose all pressure on the champ. So for these reasons, I think it was a risky pick for G2, but the answer Victor is not like the most, I would say, dangerous. It's going to be a kind of a scaling game.
I mean, that's what it is about right now. But again, I think to me, all eyes on bot lane in the early game and in the first few levels.
I mean, I think it's a better bot wins. Yeah. It's a clear better bot win situation.
I'm going to do it right now, sorry.
Oh, go for it.
Okay. Come and join us. Who cares about the LFL when you can watch this?
Yeah, exactly. When you have the peak level of performance. Yeah, buff drafts, very interesting. Really, I think, yeah. It's the absolute, what's so called? It's the absolute better bot win game. Ashe Varus, if they fall behind, makes absolute no sense in terms of like champions. Like, they're not champions. Kate Lux, if it's not ahead, is exactly the same. There's going to be kind of a warfare.
And the mid game is not existent with Caitlyn if you don't get ahead. So yeah.
Yeah, you need, for both sides, you need to be ahead from bot, and whoever gonna get mid control is gonna be able to control bot side. So there is this kind of warfare around the bot side river on who's gonna get this control to enable the push of its bot lane.
So we're 4 minutes away from the game. From getting in game. Yeah, of course we have a delay, as you know, because of spectator mode. But yeah, I'm really happy to see Lysia flex on the Olaf. I was teasing Ada on stage when he picked it because he's been playing the champion for years. But right now it's not actually like a mad OTP choice. It's actually a really, really good matchup. And again, especially in this draft when you have CC and annoying champions like the Varus ult, like Maokai, you want to have this kind of champion. High-ender.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of tick all the boxes that you want to have against the OP champions at the moment, right? It's like you have Ashe that throws the arrow at you, and you have the chain from Varus, and you have the Maokai ult, and all these things you can ignore and just run at the Ashe and make sure like she has the worst time of her life. The problem with Olaf is how much you can tank from the moment you press R to the moment you arrive to your opponents. And I don't know if the champ is tanky enough, but I'm gonna be very curious about her build. Like, how does she gonna build between damage to kill the Ashe and the Varus and tankiness to get there?
It's kind of the issue with this kind of champions, right? Is that if you fall behind, you're gonna be useless in a way. So it depends on how the lane's gonna go and how much pressure she can get from the pick.
Yeah, it's gonna be very, very, very interesting because I know it has been played way, way more in solo queue, and the popularity of the pick is rising, which is very natural with these Ashe in various lanes. but we do not have that much track record on stage.
No. I mean, we're starting to have some, but from very specific players, actually. But that's kind of the issue of the meta on top lane right now. Because blind picking is so hard on what side that, and I know that my French boys at OGaming, I was about to say, OTP, are kind of like on the war path against Cassante, but it's not so successful in the NLC. So I don't know. I think it's a matter of how good the player is going to be, also, even though the champion is really strong.
Yeah, and you have to consider something that's extremely important, especially around this level of play, is the champion comfort, right? Like we see an Amumu is probably not the best answer, but if it's the best answer that your player, like your player believes it's the best answer, then it's better to play that than play the, I would say, best answer that you can't play, right? Like it's sports, not baking, so you don't have a cookbook on how to make a good team. There's going to be, a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions hanging, so we'll see. Solo queue records are looking pretty good.
How the first game goes.
Yeah.
And see how comfortable they feel in this. Because that's what I like about this draft, actually. Like you said, like they rely on some comfort picks, and it may not be the most OP, but it still feels that it makes sense in the meta right now, and they mixed it with very OP champions, so like really good answers that you can find at the highest level also. So yeah, draft makes sense.
Yeah, I'm very curious about this Amu pick as well. We're gonna have so many. Finding an angle is always crucial, meaning that you need to have very proper vision control. So yeah, once again, vision control is going to be determined by who's winning bot lane. So it's all falling back to this bot lane again and again. So I can't wait to see what they're going to do. And if G2, because, I mean, it's G2, so I'm waiting for level 1, right? With the culture, like a level 1 invade, some type of cheese.
It is on brand.
Yeah. It's like, for me, it's part of the deal, right? When you sign a G2, you're like, do you like absolute game flipping type of cheese? And you're like, it's like, and it's not gonna make it. You have to like them.
I don't know, man. Feels always weird being a G2 fan because they're always either gonna like turbo stomp the game or just get smashed. I'm talking about the LEC here, of course.
I mean, it's just
last week was interesting.
I think that it's a great arc because you're gonna be disappointed when you're gonna be happy, but that you're gonna be happy when you should be disappointed. So that's the thing, is like, I think that all throughout years, G2 was like, oh, they're never gonna make it, and they made it, and we were like all crazy about it, or they were like, there is no way they lose, and they actually just get destroyed. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I have a very clear memory of finals 2019 at Worlds because I was hosting on site, and yeah, that was one of the massive disappointments. We don't talk about this. It was before COVID.
Too early. It's too early. It's still too early.
No, it's too early. It's still too early. I think even in 20 years, it's gonna be too early.
Yeah, I mean,
I like that the chat agrees on that. We're 2 minutes away from game, guys. I told you there's a delay because they're playing. I mean, there's like the 3-minute spectate delay, so we're waiting on that. It's fine. It's coming.
You guys are just too pampered now with the tournament server and the best production. So people are not used to
Visu gaming stream is already in the peak ban phase. We had the peak ban phase already, so technically we're ahead of them. Chill.
It's gonna be all good, guys. We're gonna jump into the game. We're gonna see some great early game action. G2 is gonna make great team fights. Like, it's coming.
Rage, and the game is coming. Okay. So no wacky invade, like just defending the river. Classic start.
Yeah, that's the. I mean, I feel like it's staple in BOs is probably you don't want to flip the first one. And maybe if you win, you want to try the second one to put the nail into the coffin. So yeah. Oh, let me shoot maybe.
It's fine.
Pose or something.
Just fixing the overlay.
Yeah,
Don't worry, early.
I
This is
was.
not G2. No, but Eric, they're ramping up. You can't
Yeah.
leak. You can't leak the dark arcane strats from the very first game. You have to give a bit of mystery to that. Okay, we have sound now. That's great.
Yay. So right now we have jungles pathing towards bot, right? They both started topside, so that's very natural with what we said about the lane matchup and how volatile the bot side is. And we're gonna see. So yeah, level 1, you don't want to fight an Olaf. So let's see how the bot lane goes.
Yeah, I kind of want to see the early trade also, because I think it can really have an impact how the lane's gonna go. Yeah, this kind of trade. There you go.
It's so important. Like the first spells, especially, it's not technical, but it's very mental. When you're a player, you have this, anticipation of like getting into the game. Oh, flash Q.
Cleanse in.
Column. Perfect.
That's the kind of
flash
aggressivity that I love. Yeah, hi Yamato.
Hello Yamato. I'm not sure it's a great trade because flash for cleanse. But knowing that both junglers are going bot side for the 3v3, it can be like decisive if Amumu comes first.
Flash can be more valuable. Yeah, that's true.
Now they're stacking a wave. Amumu is going for the full clear, whereas you see that Maokai went to 3 camp. He has the fastest route to get level 3. And it's gonna try to flash behind them and try to cheese them. Yep,
and
it's coming.
Yeah. But they handled it quite well, actually. Did I? No.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Okay, that was so close.
It was so close. It was so
that's
close.
a win for them.
That's
a big
huge
win for them.
because it gave Amumu enough time to finish the clear, right? So now Amumu is finishing the whole clear. Maokai is just going back to his blue. And Amumu is going to be able to either impact a lane or have a free base ahead of his opponents with actually G2 just conceding a cleanse. It's really, really good.
People asking in the chat, I'm sorry, I'm also going to answer questions. Yes, it's a women's League of Legends team, but they're not. This is not an all-female tournament. This is the NLC second division qualification. They're playing against dudes, if that's what you're wondering.
Okay, so
what's the issue with the matchup top lane right now? The trades we...
It's interesting. He's going for phase rush, and probably he's going to go for short trades and just go away instead of having because he knows he doesn't win the long-term trades. So probably it's a specific personal preference on this. It's very hard for the Olaf because when you're playing top and you know the jungle is going towards the bot side and you have control on the first wave, you're always scared of the enemy jungle going to you and dying. So you have to kind of commit your HP to make sure you crush the wave. So far, so good for the bot side. We have
that's what I was
farm for Caitlyn, yeah. Which I think is
that's what you want.
Good. But you need to kind of build a lead. And you see here that's the problem of Caitlyn Lux blind is the inability to really walk up and stack a wave because Ashe and Varus are going to win the all-ins against you. So you have to be very wary of this. These pokes and these all-ins are like deadly against this lane.
See Maokai coming back after this.
Has to flash out.
Yeah.
No. We have the Maokai. He's hex flashing.
There you go.
Oh.
And
doesn't look good. The Q. Can someone survive? W. Q. Okay. Columbus is probably gonna die. Yeah, there is nothing they can do about this. I think it's not good, but it's not the worst because this Maokai is selling a kidney in terms of resources to be able to impact the bot side. And as far as Caitlyn goes, she's still gonna be fine. And I think that Lux is less reliant on being way ahead of the curve than Ashe needs to be, for instance. They can still play the game.
This is life patch also, by the way.
Yeah. And you see these short trades from the Cassante with the phase rush, just going in, jumping, giving good chunk, and knowing like there is no way you're gonna win a next turn trade against
Olaf. That's the issue with the
just...
matchup for me, is that that you kind of need help to be more useful, I guess.
Yeah. I'm kind of scared because, as we say during the draft, obviously, if G2's bot side is winning, the game should be fine no matter what. But in the case of just being a draw, an even game on the bot side, Cassante, I think, is way more impactful as a champion than Olaf if the Olaf is slightly beyond or even. So it might be very hard for G2 in that sense.
That's what we said. Oh. Yeah, let's see 15 minutes where the how the bot lane's doing and how top lane's doing. Because teamfight and scaling perspective, yeah. I mean, that's what we said during the draft, right? Like meta slaving. Meta slaving.
Yeah, I mean,
playing the most OP champs in the game right now. Cool.
The most unfair champions.
Love
it is unfair. It's not only OP, it's unfair. So Amumu got his level 6 now against the level 5 of Maokai. So there is a huge window for G2 Hell to pull the trigger and try to do something. Yeah. Oh, Maokai just got his 6 now. So the window is over.
And the most abusive, yeah, definitely.
So, vision on the Victor. The Orianna going to her blue, and so Victor was able to get some type of vision around the dragon. So it's probably going to be a split map situation. We see, right? Amumu from G2 is going to the Shelly. On the other hand, they're going to take the Drake, but that gives a huge deficit to the bot side if you look at the minimap. Like they're suffering the bot side.
That's always a gamble that Colombe is willing to make. She will always try to see if she can unlock something mid lane, even if it means that they're gonna lose sometime. But she couldn't do much, and it results in Visu getting lane pressure and being able to do this dragon.
Yeah, I think it's kind of I would say sad for the G2 bot lane that has, I think, withstand a lot of like early pressure and still doing fine. But that might be the nail into the coffin for the bot side for G2. This non-effective roam.
You know what I see, Zab, and that's what I don't like.
Yeah.
This is symptomatic of your lack of faith, and we know G2.
I mean, I'm just telling.
Guys.
Yeah. I mean, it's good, right?
Because I believe in them. Oh,
the trade, the all-in. Yeah, he might be losing.
Yeah, no.
Oh, nice dodge. It's Ghost versus Ghost for this reason. It's if Olaf runs at you, you just have to run from the Olaf and deal. The pressure from the Xante is gonna start being more, I would say, threatening after level 11. I think this is where he really shines. The one of right in.
And even right now, I mean, we know how impactful just coming back with Shin in lane can be. And yeah, the difference is CS on the top lane starting to... will feel heavier, for sure, soon.
Yeah. Yeah, I think G2 Health so far has been doing pretty good on the bot side. And they overinvested in few things that actually resulted in not really taking a lead. And now they are like kind of suffering from the direct matchups. Arrow from Ashe. Yeah, but there is the Mumu. There is the Mumu. The flash from the Mumu. She can survive. Yeah, and she dies. Perfectly played from G2.
That was really well played. I didn't see the vision setup on the other side, but yeah, I feel like they didn't have any info.
It's so
And that's
important.
a great play for them.
It's so crucial. It's so crucial for G2L right now to be able to get this herald down, even though, and crush this wave, get a kill, and kind of like stop the snowball of the Varus. Because if you look right in terms of items, Varus is just already back on the map and has the shield bow. So you don't want to fall too far behind, otherwise the game's gonna feel unbearable to play.
Now I'm worried when I look at the itemization on the top lane. And Cassante coming back with this really interesting item.
Yeah, he's gonna just jump at you, lose you, proc the phase rush, and rinse and repeat. Interactive gameplay. I mean, so far, if you consider even the highest level of plays like LCK, right, LPL, and you look at
what do you mean LCK? We have LEC. Come on. I know you've been living in NA far too long, Zab, but please.
I'm speaking about just the teams that the region that win, but the worlds. Oh, the dive. It's very hard. She has the shield right now. They need to do it slowly. No, it's good. Good wait.
No. Yeah, bring more people, please. We love it there. I'm sorry because you're trying to guess seriously, and I'm just here like being pulled by us.
Yeah, you just. I mean, I'm just trying to give insights to the people, because I think it's very interesting as well to think about what they do, right, and how do they get the win. And I think it's a very good occasion to see that. The difference in meta that you were mentioning earlier. But yeah, you're doing this is very POG, guys.
I'm here for the entertainment.
Yeah, exactly.
Shovi 10 CS mid lane hack GG Oriana. Hey, actually, yeah, that's actually insane. We have Shovi on the mid lane right now.
And that's how you play it.
Just less passive and more handsome.
And I see the first team fights in few. I don't know who wins team fight right now.
It's gonna be hard to have an impact with the bot lane, but that's what they're aiming for here, though. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if the Herald play was enough given the... Nice flash.
The Mumu? Karina?
Maybe
yeah.
Perfect. Okay, nice. And they can keep on going.
Okay, can't do anything. He's very squishy. He's very squishy. He's squishy?
That was nice.
Not enough.
Really nice.
So, yeah, they just got so much pressure in the river. So now it's gonna be way easier for them to get this Drake. They just have to bring at least.
So when we win this, we go into playoffs first, right? Yeah, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
So going through me.
Yay.
Yeah, they got the Drake from the very nice play they done in the bot side, and so the game is very even right now. I would say slight mid diff, and this Oriana is gonna be very, very important in the team fight against Ashe and Varus, because you can zone them so much.
How much do you want to abuse the fact that Victor popped his flash now?
I mean, you want to come back, but you're not playing Maokai, you're playing a Mumu, so you still have to land the skill shot, which is harder. You can't just like press R and guarantee a kill. But I think that whenever he has ult and they can win 2v2 because they need buff ults to win 2v2, they should come back and try to abuse this Victor as much as they can. Oh, yeah, item for Olaf.
I don't know how much it's gonna solve though. Uh-oh.
The matchup?
Yeah, I don't like this.
I don't know, because it's very hard to know, because the thresholds of trading with of Olaf are heavily depending on his sustain. So sometimes getting a lot of lifesteal on Olaf makes you like so much stronger.
Okay, nice. This one.
Oh, well played. I was about to say bien joué. such a well play.
Let's go, Lysia.
Oh. Can't do anything. I mean, it's the most like it's very good game plan, but such a coward to just play the matchup by running away every time the Olaf runs at you. It's a very Resident Sleeper playstyle, but I mean, competition.
I mean...
Okay, Herald is up.
I don't want to flame again, but top
at?
lane is kind of Resident Sleeper right now. As a whole.
I mean, it's always...
And it's been for a long time.
Always been. It's the meme. Always been.
Oh, and that's what I was talking about.
Perfect.
Coming back.
Yep.
Abusing the fact that he doesn't have flash.
Yeah. I mean, that's a mistake from Victor to walk in range. Oh. Bot lane's trying to poke. A lot of bursts flashing.
He's dead as well.
But Tifa is gonna get off the trade. That's unfortunate.
That happened. I missed something.
It's just... Oh, okay, that's very, very unfortunate.
That's sad.
I mean, it started so well. But then they...
It's a mid diff in my book,
overstepped a little bit. I mean, if I know one, it's a mid diff.
So Yamato was talking on the chat about the fact that Varus didn't go lethality builds, and that's a big mistake.
I think that against Caitlyn,
even the type of champions they have.
Yeah, I think it's especially in this type of games when you want to play scaling, having like this wave clear with Varus and Victor, like you can lock your game forever, and you can as well get prio in early game. I agree. What Mr. Yamato said. So Herald for G2. I don't know how they're gonna use it. Visu that has
Where is our G2
pretty
bot
much
lane?
made the
Our bot lane is doing fine. Sorry, Zab. Go ahead.
Yeah. No worries. I was saying that they really decided to play the split map at all costs. Like, they don't want to fight 5v5 against this Amumu. They just want to get, like, cross-map resources and try to go with picks the way they did with the Varus and the Ashe. Yeah, once again, back at it. Colomb, the flash, the cleanse.
And you really don't want to die now, I think. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. It's so important to survive.
Next play is going to be bot side, so...
Nice dodge. Amumu is coming back, but there is not that much resources left.
I think recalling now to set up for Drake would be the play, if they can do it. But it's
the problem is there is a wave crashing, so if you recall right now, you lose a lot. But they gave up on bot, right? Look, they're not catching this wave bot to actually try to defend mid, but they're fading a defending mid. Trying 1v4. The shockwave is actually insane.
Yay!
It's actually a huge play. No, it's a huge play for them. They can push mid now. They can give Drake control.
Mid push, Drake, and you got and you got the pace of the game again. And then you have Olaf just doing whatever he does best, which is being alone and pushing. I love it.
Yeah, and you need this big play. When you sacrifice that much resources in the bot side, you wanna have this kind of game-changing play to get something for it. And I think they've done a great job. Like Tifa and Karin have just executed a perfect wombo combo, and from that, like, the game completely changes. The flash in and it's the pick.
Nerd.
V2. They're doing it.
Victor is running it.
A little bit.
I should say that.
I never had the right to say that when I was casting in French, right? Because it's official broadcast. So I never had, for me, it's like my brain doesn't want to say, like, this guy is, like, not playing well or anything.
I'm working for G2 right now. I am allowed to be as biased as I want. It's fine. We can, okay. I was internally told that we can talk. Okay, that's
but that's true that the mid diff prevents me.
Kidding. No, but yeah, the mid diff is, like, astronomical. That is insane.
Yeah.
Tifa. Yamato must be so proud right now. Okay, so what's the next play now?
I mean, you always want to control Baron. and barren area. The thing is,
I think it's gonna be about
still
setting up vision now.
It's a very explosive game because you want to fight for this mid wave that's coming, right? To be able to move first to the sides. But when you walk on this mid lane, you have to be aware that there's Varus R, Ashe R, Maokai R that can come from anywhere, and you will die. So it's super spooky for G2 to play. You need to be extremely careful about all the threats, like because right now they're already in danger. And trying to play 1-3-1 with the hero drop. I think it's very scary what G2 is doing. Like,
yeah, but you kind of have to. You have. Yeah, no.
Orianna could be with them, and now they're just gonna be squeezed. Oh, the mid diff maybe. It seems hard. Oh, the Olaf. The Olaf is just making the difference.
Can Kate escape though? Okay, it's fine. Now she's gonna die. Funny champion.
Dante.
Thanks, Riot.
I mean, it's not as bad.
This was still fine though.
It's not as bad.
No, it's fine.
With how it started and how it's going, I think it's a good result.
It's the shy and rookie. It actually is.
It's actually crazy. Yeah, I think that they need to group once and try to get this mid control with like the 5 of them, because I think they're way stronger 5v5 right now. And once they have this 5-man control of the mid wave, then they can proceed to send someone to the sides. But if they open 1-3-1 and then they see like, oh, there is just Ashe, there is Caitlyn, Lux, and Amumu on the mid lane, they're just gonna go 5 and engage them every single time.
And that's the issue with the comp, right? You can just easily bust like this. So they have to stay ahead. They have to stay ahead, and they have to keep a good vision control. Otherwise, because of Maokai and the way you can just shoot arrows from the base and you have Varus for follow-up, it's going to be difficult. But I'm really worried about the 4-1-1 Cassante right now.
I mean,
and honestly, he would have 0 kill, would be the same. The champion is problematic, nonetheless.
I mean, yeah, it's an absolute unfair champ, for sure.
Yeah.
But Mumu does a lot of damage to tanks. And I think that Orianna and Caitlyn have a lot of tools to kite back. So let's see. The only problem I have is like with Ghost and Phase Rush, he can really get deep. So now they're grouping. Now they're doing the thing. So they're retaking vision as a group. Yeah, so the pick happens. They're still in control. Because they are 5v4 right now in the top side river. They're conceding bot side pressure in order to get it. And now they have to respond to the bot wave that's pushed by Cassante. So now it's Visu's time to get and control the vision that G2 just took. And that's gonna be an issue, and that's why it's so strong. These type of comps are so strong right now in competitive. Is the fact that you have to bring your 5 men to be able to beat them, because if you bring less, they have all these picks and skirmish options that's just gonna pick you and you're gonna die.
Yeah. I agree, but also, I mean, we established from the beginning that they had a much harder composition to play from a 5v5 perspective. Because I don't think you want to play. You want to play leaving the Olaf with you.
Yeah, if you can. Okay, the Drake spawning, so it's a good time because they win 5v5. We've seen it, right? Even bad fights end up very good for them as long as Orianna plays well.
Orianna plays well.
So it's very important
Olaf
for them to win
time.
this 5v5.
Yeah.
Oh, the flank. The size of the flank. The flank is massive. Can he get in? Can he get in? Great spacing from G2. The arrow cleanse. I get the Drake. Maokai is getting in. Oh, it's stolen. Stolen. They're split. Oh, Karina misses the Q. Yeah, flash R. Ready buy time.
Yeah, but she's alone.
And no, they have no jungle. so they can go to the Baron.
The smite was unlucky, but there is a difference in item also, which I think didn't help so much here. When you look at Caitlyn of almost having IE, but not quite.
The control of the space was not optimal. Like there was no like Caitlyn traps. There was not all these things right that was set up. And I think that you cannot just like walk in. Oh, they're trying to defend.
And that's when
it's gonna be a little bit hard.
Get the guy. And they no. And that's the issue with Cassante, right? You think that you're gonna kill him, and if you stay too long, well.
Yeah, and that's no, it's gonna be very hard. But I mean, you have Orianna and you have Caitlyn, so it's you're behind, and obviously you lose the control of the game. But you have tools to defend, right? We saw it previously. Arena and Tifa were able to under a turret pretty much 2v5. So with this Caitlyn, there is a chance that G2 can bounce back. It's just the defense right now is gonna feel a little bit hard.
Yeah.
But
and again, keeping vision and finding, and you have some spells that can help you do it. Whether it's gonna be traps or Lux or Caitlyn or Ori with the ball. But yeah.
Yeah.
Playing from behind with a comp like this is gonna be weird.
But
nice champ
for once,
by the way.
Visu has to group. And I think that's the good thing is they have to group to get turrets, right? Because they can't just get turrets in a... G2 has too much wave clear, so they need to dive or siege. And so grouped, we know that G2 is stronger. So they have to kind of play on G2's field right now.
Gonna take mid and rotate bot, I guess, with Victor prepping the way. Yeah.
Yeah, rotation bots. It's not the worst, for sure.
It's the only thing they can do
right now.
Can
give this tier 2.
And yeah, out. I'm wondering if Caitlyn is not too far behind now.
I mean, she doesn't do damage at all.
No.
And yeah, another damage.
Tifa is doing over if she can, but it's an awkward spot to be in when you have a comp like this that can just bust you.
Yeah, now the Olaf doesn't do anything. I mean, I think it's a very solid game though from G2. They had a harder comp to execute in terms of mid game.
Yeah.
And they were still like doing very good in the game until a specific breaking point.
What I'm really happy to see here is that I knew that they mostly had to work on the early game, and for me, they held it, and maybe they were not ahead enough. But given what Quay told us, GG. Given what Quay told us before the game, I think it was a good start, given a hard composition to activate.